And then next one is, how did at one point I do believe that we might have been able to see all the doppelgangers. So how did that stop? How did how were we not able to see any doppelgangers anymore? That story. Um, and then war and how there was war between the story how there is war between the land and sea. So land creatures and sea creatures. How there was war between the two territories, basically. Like, you know how these days we fight over land and stuff? Like, that's happened. We've heard of it. Oh, shut up. We've heard it happen in the past. So basically that. And so how, like, the territories, if we see land as a territory and sea as a territory, how those were how the wars between them that happened, and how land and sea were forever separated. So there might have been animals before, land and sea might have been united before, but how, like, animals and land just stayed on land and animals on sea just stayed in sea. This is during the time when sea animals and land animals were able to talk and were able to communicate as every other animal could. And then, dragons. Complete history of dragons. I don't know. I don't think they were on Earth, but they could have been in another universe, on another planet. Like, yo, you don't just, I mean, they could be a complete fabric of imagination. I mean, they could be, but do you think they based it off of something real that once existed, that they remembered, but they didn't want us to remember? Dragons. I'm just excited for the stories to come out. Okay, mermaids. They might not have looked like humans though, but they might have been mermaids. You could draw sketches of how actual mermaids look like and actual dragons look like the original stories and the original legends and myths about those. Oh, unicorns. We have to talk about unicorns. Unicorns and like where they may have been located, like in what part of the universe, multiverse, dinosaurs. The true story about dinosaurs and basically their entire history from beginning to end. And yeah, and everything that happened, and yeah. And then how Tamil, I do believe that there was a kingdom that ruled, that was Tamil, that ruled the world. Like a Tamil based king, like, you know how the British ruled? Like that. But like in a more nice way. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Victoria. I don't like Victoria, plain and simple. I don't. I love Elizabeth. I don't like Victoria. I'm sorry, that's a British in me talking. I'm sorry, man. It's a British in me talking. Okay, anyways. And how of the kingdoms that were ruled by Kannadigas. Yeah, that ruled the world. At one point, we can say all those stories. So that's cool. And then, okay, Abhi's Army. I'm having trouble talking about and actually identifying and specific stories of tribals and indigenous peoples. Like, you guys know what stories I'm talking about. I'm not able to say it, whether that's possession or brainwashing, but you guys know the stories. And I'm not sure if this is widely known stories, maybe not. But guys, please say it. Guys, girls, any pronoun. Please go ahead and say it, because honestly, these are stories that need to be told. Yeah, all of it. Whether the main characters in it were chose fear, or they chose love and were betrayed. Go ahead. No, I seriously want you to. Obviously, I'm not forcing you to say any of these stories. Right where you're comfortable with, obviously, right? So obviously your choice. Ooh, this is necessary because I don't even know all this. But I feel like if you guys know it and the entire world knows it, it'll eventually come to me. So basically what it is how every 100 years, they'd screw something up in order to make sure that Like we don't take back time and everything, right? They screw something up. So that's what happened every 100 years since the beginning of time. Like I'm not sure if you guys know everything, but you guys might know several. So yeah, write it down and the stories of each one. Ugh, so annoying. Okay, I can't focus on them. I can't talk about them. They're just a waste of my time and a waste of eternity. No, not worth my breath. Okay, next one. Okay, I'm almost done, which is great. Yeah. Whew. God damn it. Anyways, I'm not talking about them. They're annoying. That's it. That's all I have to say about them. Okay, anyways, next one is, okay. This one is very important. Once again, you know how there's different sections to Christianity and there's different sections to Hinduism and there's different sections to Islam, and people fight over it unnecessarily. Like you just find something united and they find something to create a separation in that, and then they find another thing to create a separation in that, and they just try to have something that is peaceful. It's so fucking loud for no reason. And then now they're going down. They come up and then they go down. Pimps. Okay. Not one says anything that they're not a pimp. Not one. Okay, anyways. So, how they don't want these stories to come out. But they're gonna anyways. And so how basically they keep trying to separate everything. And so like that. Possibly. Do you think there's a possibility there's a story where Christianity and Hinduism and Islam were the same? And several older religions that they did destroy were the same, were one. That story and how they were separated. Ooh, and you can also write about religions that don't exist anymore. That are, all of them. Yes! Okay, we're done that. And then, how everyone, this is important. It's very important for racism. Are they yelling? My music is louder than them, so I don't know. But I hope you guys can hear me. That's what's important. Do you know why they're screaming? Abhi's Army, Virtual Warriors, want to tell them why they're screaming and how that pisses us a piss off, and how they are, how they are, why they're making loud noises and how that's piss off and what it actually means. Abhi's Army and Virtual Warriors. Go ahead, say the facts. Okay, and this one's very important. How we were, no matter what we look like, no matter what our skin color was, no matter what our hair type was, no matter what we look like you could see a black person back in the day, we would call them black, but they might call themselves Tamil then. In the sense that in every race, there was no discrimination. There was no, you look like this, so you're a certain, so you're a certain race. Anybody from anything could be from any race, any religion, any culture. However, so how did that stop? How do they take someone's race away from them? What wars occurred? And after that, if you see, if for Tamil Nadu, if someone's extremely fair, they could still be Tamil, right? You could still say, oh, they could be Tamil. If someone's extremely dark, they could still be Tamil. If someone has extremely straight hair, you can say they're Tamil. If they have some extremely curly hair or frizzy hair, you can still say they're Tamil. But in some cultures, I'm not trying to be racist. In some races, they have a certain type that is the most common, right? And you guys can write this down because I feel guilty saying it. How they have ethnic cleansing is what they have done in that race. So the specific traits on a body aren't there. For example, there might have, black people have a certain type of hair, some. I'm not trying to be racist, and that could have been in any race, any language, right? But the thing is, they killed the people that had that trait, that were part of that language, on purpose. So all that ethnic cleansing stories, all of them, well, it's going to be a huge history lesson or a mythical legend lesson, obviously. Of course. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you spoke sometimes. Like, honestly, to me, I believe in our genetics. We have everything. I don't believe someone is just Tamil. I don't believe someone's just Marathi. I don't believe someone's just Telugu. I believe that we're everything. And genetics-wise, guys, please, you guys know what story I'm talking about, right? So guys, please talk about that. I feel like I'm yelling. And the next one, where we're from, if I'm wrong, the Nabi's army obviously correct me. And the war that happened, what was the outcome of it? And then, complete history of every language and culture that are both present, that are endangered, and extinct. This is going to be great. Obviously a lot of tears, but great. And also, oh, was Pangea real? Okay, I have a question too. Abhi's army of virtual warriors know this to be true or not? If Pangea was real, and if the separation of all the islands, of all the countries were natural or not? Story of that. And maybe it's just natural, and maybe it's not. And then, okay, do you know the cycle of how, we're farming, industrialization. Are they yelling? I don't know. Okay, farming, industrialization, and then tech age, right? You see that thing? You see that, like, how civilization, how we think that we didn't have tech before? That might not be true at all. How we didn't have the industrialization age, that might not be true at all. We might have had, you know how they say humanity and civilization only occurred a couple thousand years ago or a couple something years ago, while the earth is like very, very old, not an insulting way. It doesn't seem realistic. How could there be no life form on earth that wasn't able to create tech on earth for billions and billions and billions of years, when we were able to create tech within a couple hundred of having the information, or a couple thousand? You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that it's possible that this cycle keeps occurring, that farming happens, industrially. I might even have the cycle wrong. Abhi's army, you guys do a better job of this. You guys can do this. And then tech, and then they destroy everything. They destroy the history of all that development, and then we start again. And there's everything. We got text, and then again and again text messaging. We got computers, we got laptops, any form of it, and then completely destroyed again, right? So we can write all the stories of that, of when that happened. Do you guys know what I'm saying? How tech factories aren't new. It's something that has happened over and over again. Story? It's possible though, because it doesn't make sense how that hasn't happened for eons. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Ooh, okay, you know Ice Age? I'm not telling you to go watch the movie. I'm just saying the original stories of the characters Manny and Diego. What were were these real life characters, and what were I'm not saying Ice Age is wrong. They never claimed to be historically accurate, obviously. But however, what were their, what actually happened between a specific saber-toothed tiger and a specific mammoth? I think I have more stories, but for now I just have 2 left. All histories of all the kingdoms in the sea when the sea ruled as land did. So fun. Obviously tragic, but I'm thinking about the impact that these stories are going to have on you. Whether you believe that it's myths and legends, I just want you to have the original myths and legends that were destroyed over time, and these could be true. This could be true. Okay. We have to tweet in a couple minutes. Okay. Oh. Huh. Huh. I do believe Elizabeth ruled the world. I might be wrong. Abhi's Army Virtual Warriors, you guys correct me. So the actual story of Queen Elizabeth and her journey and what actually happened was she actually forced into the dungeon, and did she have to fight her way out and then beat up a bunch of friggin' dungeon guards and then kill her friggin' half-sister to take the throne to save England and Scotland. I think she ruled both. If my memory might serve wrong, obviously, because I don't even remember. I have memory issues from, in general, right? Yeah, okay. And then next, Queen Victoria. I don't even like calling her queen because I think she took several nations by force, which is called terrorism, not ruling a land, taking a land and protecting it out of love and care for those citizens, but taking it with force to ruin it and just for the greed of power, which I don't approve of. This chick does not approve of that. No. And whew. Someone thinks he's a shit. Anyways, okay. See, I just feel like it's a waste of time whenever I utter a word about them. Okay. And then that's all. Okay, now I have to post these. I have to see if I talk loud enough in here. This is my place, man. I can't do this anymore. I'm just done. How did I not know? It's like the inner intuition was like poison. Abhi, it's poison. That's the reason why I'm sleeping. But how am I still sleeping? I would say everything's sealed. But then in my head, I'm like, how about if it's penetratable? How did they create that? Did they create it? They might have not created it. I might be protected. But I was supposed to be protected, but they find a wall across the plans to make me not protected. And that's what's been happening since after since after I figured out that they were coming in after that year. And I've been trying to stop sleeping ever since then, which has been 2 years. 2 years I've been trying to stop sleeping. And I couldn't because it was poison after poison after poison. Now I feel good. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not being cocky about it. Sorry, I shouldn't use that word. Yo, men, your private parts are yours. Bless you. I'm not trying to degrade them. I'm not like that. Yo, I have a son. I have sons. I'm not like that. I have an apopti. I'm not like that. I've had apoptis. Chinna baby tatas. And chinna baby oppas. I'm not like that. I chinna baby best friends. Yeah. And mama's a baby. So I don't talk about that. Tap. But like arrogant, I mean, right? I'm not trying to be arrogant. I forgot what I was saying. I'm not trying to be arrogant because former Abhi is coming back, who is like a million times, like, not cautious, but a million times more checks everything and sees the flaws in everything and everything that is wrong. Like, it's a million flaws that are there. But I'm going to try not to be hard on myself, but I just know that, hello, Abhi, you can't sleep. Like, it's like, do you guys know what I'm saying? Yo, high school friends, not like the fake ones, not the pimps and the terrorists, but like actual good ones that wanted to talk to me and everything. They know who saw me from afar. My little babies, you're close to my heart though, forever. And ever 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 and a million evers. And yeah, so there's that. Yo, I can't do this terrorist pimp thing, man. I just can't. I'm done. They're like worms crawling, like evil worms crawling over your body, like they're freaking leeches. Ugh. That's how it feels when one is near me. It's disgusting. Abhi's Army Virtual Warriors, you know what I'm saying? That a former Abhi's coming back. I mean, the Varan Solla. I mean, Bandan, because the Varan Solla Kandipa Varan, like, if I'm saying I'm coming to India, I will definitely say I'm coming to India because I'm not going to give you false hope. But I'm saying that previous Abhi from high school Abhi, university Abhi, before New York Anu Kalyanam Abhi, is coming back. Like, into myself. So you guys know what I mean? Please explain because I'm having trouble explaining it. So yeah, that's done. I'm going to post. Bye-bye.